So I'll tell you a story. So what happened? One person like us has went to a hotel. South India is very famous for tiffins. Hmm? Right? Idli, dosa, vada. So what is a South Indian? He has ordered a plate of idli. If you come to this Pune, what he do? He has ordered a pav bhaji. Right. So what happened? When he's bringing, you think that a little chutney has spilled on that idli. If it is a north like Maharashtra, what he has done, he has ordered a pav bhaji. Then what happened? Little bhaji has spilled on the pav. Immediately, that person started shouting on that waiter. Have you seen this kind of people anywhere in hotels? Have you seen? Okay.
Yes.
See, he is bringing like 4 to 5 plates. Like he's moving here and there. So there might be a chance. But why not everyone will get angry? But why that particular person has got angry? What might be the reason? Generally, we see this kind of people. Some once or the other we have seen. So why? What might be the reason?
They don't have control over their anger emotion. They themselves are not in the right frame of mind usually.
Okay. Not everyone will. Yeah.
Short-tempered person doesn't have patience,
Okay.
or maybe that is the type of like that is he's used to it. Maybe
Okay.
The
it can also be
conditioning that he has since
conditioning. Yes.
childhood is that
Yeah.
impatience, anger, irritation. A lot of people are of that kind of
Yeah.
composition, mental composition.
Yeah. For few minutes, just go with my audio. There
Okay.
is this gods are not supporting me here. Weather gods. Okay. But I know you are very dedicated yogis. This weather cannot disturb us and our class. Okay. So here I will introduce you a word called as expectation. What is that? Expectation. See, what is his expectation? Whether it's idli and should be round and pav has should be its own shape, and sambar and chutney should be in a bowl, or the bhaji should be in a separate bowl. That is his expectation, which is against expectation is not matching. Here, I will introduce one more word called as reality. What is the reality? Anyway, you have to eat that idli with chutney or the sambar. Anyway, you have to eat. Even how you have to eat pav with the bhaji. Okay. So, what is the reality? You have to eat with its correspond. When you understand reality, will that person will get angry? So why he got angry? Because he is in his expectations. Okay. This is about some breakfast and nasta ka story. Just imply or implement the same theory in the life. Suppose you take your best friend or any family member, 9 times out of 10 times he'll come, whatever you call him, he'll come or she will come. 10th time, they will not come. They say they had some work. But what is the expectation? Right? They will come. But what is the reality? They might be sick. They might be in some very important work. But what we do? Because of expectation, come on, friendship cut or relationship break. So when expectations matches reality, life will be smooth. So understood what a idli and pav bhaji tells us. So just implement this to your life and see you can solve many issues. Just implement with the situations why you got like emotional breakage or some other thing, why you got hurted with some people, just go apply this philosophy or apply this technique, you'll understand. It is the gap between expectation and reality. Once you understand the reality, will you have any problem? Will that person will get angry on the waiter? Because the reality is, what is the reality? Anyway, you have to eat idli with chutney and pav with bhaji. So just apply, you'll understand, you tell me tomorrow. What is the outcome? Okay. So what we are seeing? We are seeing
Sir,
Patanjali. Yes.
can we also say that if we don't have any expectations and if we just go with the flow, then we will not be disappointed? Can that be applied?
Uh,
Or expecting that that should be fulfilled. If we don't expect that, then
hmm.
we won't be disappointed.
Yes. See, more than the expectation, if you understand reality, there is no chance of expectations. Right. You have to live in reality. What yoga says, live in present. What is present? Live in reality. This is not out of the syllabus. I am telling you within the syllabus. Live reality. See, if you have expectations, no expectations, see, it is like if you have no expectations, it is a very high state. So when you live in reality, then you get into no expectation state. So it's higher than the living in reality. So if you are better to understand reality, because we are household people, we are not sadhus or any else. So better to live in reality than going into non-expected states. That will be higher. And if you have no expectation from the spouse or children, then it will be into another problem. So what is reality? You have to understand. So it will be much easier to live and we will be much happier. You want to live happy? What yoga says, live in present. What is present is nothing but reality. Past is happened, future we don't know. The only thing we have is present. So live in present. That is what yoga says. That is what everything says. Clear, Divya? Good. Very smart students.
There's one more caveat to it. Like, again, we need to have a clear demarcation between goals, expectations, and reality. Like,
Yes.
definitely we need to focus on the goals. But
Yes.
then again, the expectations of the fulfillment, like we'll put in all that goes into fulfilling that goals, whatever steps we need to take.
And here, when you have girls, or when you have this destination, whatever you have a aim, whatever it is, again you have to go to Bhagavad Gita, Karmanyavadikaraste ma phalesu kadachana.
Correct.
And see, more than the results, efforts are more important.
Exactly.
Right. So when you understand that efforts, when you are in reality. Okay. So again, everywhere again, reality. Again.
I think we
Here.
are losing your audio, sir. Your bandwidth may be fluctuating there.
Yes. If any disturbance in the audio, please let me know. But today we are going with very good topic, so there is a lot of disturbance. See, this internet gods and these gods are not supporting us. Some demon power is there.
I think with the video switched off, your bandwidth is good enough for the audio. Then perhaps you can maintain it
The
in that way.
video, you can't see anything. It's completely dark.
No, in
Yeah.
between when you had switched
Just
on the
repeat it.
video, it
Just
went
tell
the
me.
audio went for a
It might
toss.
be because there is heavy rain here. Almost like every day we have rains. So just tell me if any disturbance, I'll repeat it again. So what we are seeing yesterday, Ata Patanjali Yoga Darshanam, Ata Samadhi Padaha, the first one is Ata Yoganusasanam. Now we are studying the science of self-discipline. Next, what is the main Lakshana Sutra that is called as Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha? Means yoga is nothing but restraining the modifications of mind, what it happens in the mind. Then Tada Drastu Sarupe Avasthanam. When yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha state happens, then the person will establish in true self. If not, Tada Drastu Swarupe Avasthanam. Then Vritti Sarupyam Itaratra. When that state does not happen, the person will establish in his vrittis, means his behavior. Vrittaya Panchataya Klista. Means these vrittis are 5 types. It may be painful or non-painful. Pramana, what are that? Pramana, Viparyaya, Vikalpa, Nidra, Smrutaya. We have seen Pramana, the right knowledge. Viparyaya, false knowledge. Vikalpa, verbal delusion. Nidra, Smruti. We have seen the first 3. What is Pramana? Pratyaksha, Anumana, Agama, Pramanani. Viparyaya, Mithya Jnanam. This is what Pratyaksha means direct perception. Anumana means inference or drawing conclusions. Agama means whatever is there in our scriptures. That is a kind of proofs. Again, we no need to prove them. Viparyayo mithya jnanam atadupa pratishta. It is like seeing a thread and thinking it's as a snake, and otherwise it's like a snake and thinking as a thread. Anything is unreal knowledge. Next one is verbal delusion, but the object will be void, but by hearing the sound, you will imagine the things. That is called as vikalpa. Like, right, yesterday we have seen up to here. Clear? Next. Abhava pratyaya alambana vrittim nidra. Abhava means it's like non-existence. Pratyaya means the knowledge. Alambana means it's dependent on, support on. Vritti, the thought waves in nidra, sleep without dreams. Okay. Why nidra is considered as vritti here? Will you get any vrittis in sleep? See, it's generally whatever the modifications. How? Why they consider? Why Patanjali consider nidra also?
Because you
Because
can have a bad dream or
okay.
something which you're afraid of.
Hmm.
So it can happen because if you're mentally disturbed,
Hmm.
and in that state, if you've gone to sleep, sometimes that also affects you, and you get
Okay.
bad dreams. It has happened, like personally also, it has happened with me. So maybe I can associate with that.
Okay. So,
And something which is deep in our conscious, if it is not of the right condition, even that will come in form of dreams. It's like multiple thoughts or images or anything that any sanskaras, what essentially in the subconscious.
okay. If you see, you said it's a dream, but in sleep we don't know anything, right? But why it is considered is after getting up, what we think today, my sleep is incomplete. I need to go for sleep. Sometimes we say, okay, I have a very good sleep. Now I'm active. How could you see in sleep? You don't know anything, but above that non-existence, that absence of awareness is there in the sleep. Whatever the knowledge happening in the sleep, you can feel it when you wake up, right? Have you relating anything? It is, let's see, this is philosophy. It takes a lot
Can
of
you
time to
explain again?
understand. It is philosophy. It takes a lot of time to try to understand. In sleep, we don't know anything, right? But after getting up, We say that today my sleep is not completed. I feel like sleeping more. Or today I have a very good sleep, I am very active. Right?
Yes, that's true.
True. What happens in sleep, you don't know anything. But whatever knowledge happening, whatever the things happening in the sleep, you can feel it after getting up. So you have a kind of vrittis, right? It depends on like three gunas, like tamasic nidra, sattvic nidra, rajasic nidra. Okay, if you have tamasic nidra, you'll always be lazy, whatever it is. But what is happening when you get up? See, nidra is like dreamless state. Conscious, subconscious, unconscious, no conscious, supra and supraconscious. This is like how mind goes. But here, whatever is happening, you can feel it after getting up. So that's the reason Patanjali might be added. Nidra is also a vritti. But in sleep, you don't know anything. What is happening, whether it's reality or non-reality, you cannot feel anything. But after getting up, you can feel it. Whatever is happening. That's why he might added this is also one of the vritti. This is what I
Got it, sir.
understood. Yes.
So what if we get a sleep without dream? Then that is not a vritti. In a
Generally,
dreamless sleep.
sleep is nothing but a dreamless state is called as sleep. We have swapna, nidra, jagrut, swapna, nidra, turya. Right? It's talking about nidra, avastha. This is the state. Jagrut, conscious. Okay, this is not like just sleep. Sleep without dreams. Nidra means what he has mentioned, sleep without dreams. That voidness. In that voidness, you cannot feel anything. It's a non-existence. There is absence of awareness in that. But you can feel that after getting up. So that's the reason he also mentioned Nidra as a vritti. This is only the difficult part because in sleep we don't have how we'll get it. But C is like deeper knowledge. How deep he has went. Next one is very easy. Anubhuta Vishaya Sampramosha Smriti. What is Anubhuta? Means which we have direct, which we have experienced. Okay. Okay, Divyaji will tell she came to Pune to meet Parulji and she says they went out, they had nice what idli sambar and she says the same sambar is there in what I have ate in Anand Bhavan. Right? How can you say that? Because you had an experience of eating it in Anand Bhavan. Right? Very famous, no? Tamil Nadu? Yeah, Chennai. Yeah. So how you can say that? Anubhuta Vishaya. Because you already had that experience. Asampramosha means not allowing it to slip away. That kind of vritti is called as smriti, memory. Understood? If not, Parulji will come somewhere in the southern corner. She'll have a nice poha. And she says, it is same like how we ate in Pune. Because she already had that experience. If not, she has nice ice cream and tells it is same ice cream like what flavor, what I ate in some other place. Why you can able to correlate? Because of your experience, Anubhuta Vishaya. If not, you'll see a beautiful rose flower and says it is rose. How can you identify it as a rose? Because you already have that experience, knowledge, that Anubhuta is there. That is the reason you can experience, right? That's why Anubhuta Vishaya Asampramosha Smritihi. Now understood what are the 5 vrittis we have?
Sir,
Pramana,
sorry
Viparya,
to ask
Vikalpa,
so many
Nidra,
questions.
Smrityah. Yes,
Sir,
ask.
sorry to ask so many questions. I'm actually like learning this for the first time, so that's why I'm having questions.
Yeah,
I
see,
just wanted to know that these vrittis you had explained can be pleasant or unpleasant. That is kalisht, unpleasant, or akalisht. So,
Klishta, Klishta.
am I using the wrong word?
Klishta.
Acha, sorry, klishta. Acha, klishta, aklishta. Okay.
See,
So,
Klishta, Aklishtaha.
klishta, aklishtaha.
Generally, when we study, it becomes Klishta, Klishtaha, but when we divide, it becomes Klishta. It might be painful. Aklishta means non-painful.
Okay. So if the vrittis, all these vrittis which we experience, a yogi experience, is pleasant, then
No,
that
no.
is not a problem.
See, it's not about yogi. Yogi is a person who gets chitta vritti nirodha.
Correct.
Okay. But we experience all this. We have all these vrittis. Because of these vrittis, we may get painful or may not painful. See, something, you have a bad experience with a person. When you see him, it will be a painful thing or non-painful thing.
Correct.
Right? You have a beautiful sweet. Again, you are seeing that sweet somewhere else. It will be painful or not painful. It will give you happiness. So it may be anything.
So even if it's pleasant, it is wrong.
That's what I'm saying. Whether it is pleasant, still it is a vritti.
Okay.
See, I will tell
Okay.
you. If there is a heat, generally, it is like Antarctica is there. It's a cold country. Okay. There is a heat because of the global warming, temperature is rising. Right? They feel better. Cold people feel better because there is some heat. Right? But still, there is heat or no? Still, there is some heat. So, what yoga says is similarly, we are saying chitta vritti nirodha means completely eliminate mastery over it. Whether it's a good thing, it's like see, not that see, whether you eat sweets, whether it made of with good, which is also made up of sugar, but still you have sugar in it. Whether it's good, but still you have sugar. So in the same way, though it is pleasant, but still you have vrittis. Until and unless you have that vrittis, that yoga chitta vritti nirodha state is not happened. It's
Okay.
not about whether it's good or bad. Uh, the classical example I'll tell you. They says sattva, raja, tamo. Three gunas are there. Three gunas, right? They are totally what is there? First state from tamo to rajas we have to go. From rajas to sattva we have to go. Sattva guna is stable, right? But there is one more state called as gunatita. Means where you are beyond these three gunas. So that is the state we have to achieve. Still you are in sattva guna, still you have that guna. So if not, we can see that eagle is there, right? Generally, when rain is there, eagle will fly above the clouds. If anyone below the clouds, though he has umbrella, whether he is under the rain or not. So he has any effect of rain, right? But when you are above the clouds, will you have the any effect of rain? Got it? So whether it's good or bad, in some places it may be good, some places it may not be good. We are not talking about whether it's pleasant or not pleasant, whether it's painful or not, though it is non-painful, but still it exists, right? So we have to get into a state where chitta vritti nirodha should happen, like how the eagle flies above the clouds to avoid the rain. Similarly, we have to also get mastery over all these vrittis. And
Okay, sir.
one more thing, when you question, you will understand about the world. So if you see any of the Upanishads, any of the classical text, it will be in a question and answer form. It will not be any theory. Bhagavad Gita, what is the form? Guru Shishya question
Question.
and answers.
Yes.
Prashnopanishad, Kathopanishad. You take any Upanishads, in which form it is? Everything is question and answer form. That is the importance of asking a question. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. See, now we have seen Yoga, Chitta, Vritti, Nirodha. What are the vrittis we have seen? Pramana, Viparyaya, Vikalpa, Nidra, Smrutaya. Now, if you see, what can I say? If you see, we have seen vrittis. Mastery over the vrittis is yoga. So we have mentioned what are that vrittis. You can ask me how to get mastery, right? Now you understood what are the vrittis, and mastery over the vrittis is yoga. The vrittis in the chitta is yoga. Then how to achieve that state? Tell me. How to achieve that state? See, suppose your target is to become an engineer. Then how to achieve the engineering? You have to take maths in the inter. Then you have to go to the engineering. If you want to become a doctor, you have to study science in the intermediate. That is a process, right? Similarly, you will have a process to it to get to attain. You will have a tools. So what are the tools? Abhyasa vairagyabhyam tannirodha. What is that? Abhyasa vairagyam vairagyabhyam tannirodha. Abhyasa vairagya are the tools. The same thing. Arjuna asked Krishna, mind is very difficult thing to control. How can we do it? Then Krishna said, Ashamsheham mahabhavo mano dhurniham chalam. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha. Means, Arjuna, what you said is right. Mind is very difficult thing to control. But I will tell you a secret. How you can control your mind. That secret is abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha. Abhyasa, vairagya are the tools. Same thing mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Here also Patanjali says the same thing. What is that? Abhyasa vairagyabhyam tannirodha. What is abhyasa? What is vairagya? Hey, I think this is enough for the syllabus, but I am going little deep. This is the tools. To get into that Chitta Vritti Nirodha state, this is the tools. Generally, you have like highest practitioner, middle practitioner, and the least practitioner. Adama, Madhya, Adya. The highest practitioner will practice Abhyasa Vairagyam. Middle will practice Kriya Yoga. And the mean one will the practice Ashtanga Yoga. This is also a question. It might, whether it will come or not, I don't know. But remember this. These are the three practices mentioned here. Now, what is Abhyasa according to you? What is practice?
It's like a daily set of study or something, practice that we will keep doing.
Okay.
We'll create a disciplined routine for it.
Okay. Next, anything, Divya? Abhyasa.
So doing the same thing again and again.
Same thing again and again. Okay. But what Patanjali says is Satu, Dirgha Kala, Nairantarya, Satkara Sevito, Druda Bhumi. When you do anything, Satu means this practices, Dirgha Kala, whatever the practices you have, Dirgha Kala means without any interruption. Dirgha Kala means long term. Nairantarya means without any interruption. Satkara Sevito, you can take it with great devotion and dedication. If you do any practice for long time without any interruption, with great dedication and devotion, then such foundation will be very strong. What is that? Such foundation will be very strong. Satudhirgakala nairantarya satkara sevito drudabhumihi. That is the definition of abhyasa. Then vairagya. Vairagya, drusta अनुशविक विषय वितृष्णस्य वसीकार संज्ञा वैराग्यम. What is a drusta? Means the things drusta vishaya, anushavika vishaya. Drusta means things we see or seen. Anushavika, the things we seen or not seen, the things which heard or not heard. That kind of things, when we stay away, that is called as Vasikara Sanya Vairagyam. Here, if you see, he has mentioned Sanya Vairagyam, Vasikara Vairagyam. They are different Vairagyas. What is that? Yetamana Vairagya. Just remember, don't go deep, you'll get confused. Vyatireka Vairagya, Ekendriya Vairagya, Vasikara Vairagya. Is mentioning about Vasikara Vairagya. The last one is Paravairagya. So it's mentioning the great Vairagya. Just remember, when you go deeper, you can go into this. But for your understanding, I'm telling you. Okay. Next, I think in syllabus, it is directly the second chapter. So before that, I'll tell you few sutras which are very important. One thing, Vitharga Vichara Ananda, you can write down. It is like 17th, I think. Vitharga Vichara Ananda Asmithanu Rupa Gamat Sampragnataha. The Sampragnat Samadhi, it has 4 stages. Vitarga, Vichara, Asmita, Ananda. And a Vitarga, Vichara, Ananda, Asmita. Order see it. Vitarga, Vicharananda, Asmitanurupa, Gamad, Sampragnataha. What is this Vitarga? Because this is very important. I am telling you a lifetime lesson how to study. What is Vitarga state? Vichara state, Ananda state, Asmita state. Suppose we are going for a car drive. What happened? First, it will be, the movements will be very hard. Always we'll check where is the accelerator, where is the clutch, where is the brake. And we'll have a fear. We'll be very careful, and we'll be holding the steering in a very stiff like a robo initially. We'll be always looking here and there whether we are safe or not, whether we are driving or not. This is vitarka. Vichara. What is vichara state? After few days, movements will become smooth. You don't need to check where is the gear, where is the clutch, where is the steering. You don't need to check. Clear. Right. Even you can take two-wheeler also. Third state, ananda. After when you get little perfection, you will get a kind of happiness. In the second vitarka state, movements will become easy, but still you are not so perfect. You have to check sometimes. Ananda, you will get a happiness by doing this. If in home somebody says something, you will take the vehicle and you will go. Because you will get that happiness by doing it. Then, last one is asmita, means it becomes part of you. In this state, you no need to check where there is. You can look at some other direction and you can change the gears, right? Even talking to someone you can drive, because it became part of you. It became extension of you. The gear has become the extension of your hand. Clutch, we never see it. These are the four. Whether you go for swimming, whether you are doing a asana, initially what happens? It will be very difficult. We cannot get into proper positions. Vitarka. What is vichara state? Then movements will become easy, but still it is not perfect. Movements will become easy. You can able to do. Once it get perfect, you'll get a happiness. By doing that asana, you'll get into that state of happiness. After the practice, it becomes part of you. You don't need to do. You don't need to take extra effort to do asana. It becomes effortlessly. So this, even if you are studying any language, what is the first state? It will be difficult. Second, the words will become easy. Third, you will get happiness by talking the language. Fourth, it will become part of you. No need to search for anything. You start talking. So this is the process. Whatever you learn, this will be the process. Like if you take swimming, what happens initially? You cannot be underwater. Movements will be very difficult. Then it becomes easy, but still difficult. But after a few days, you'll enjoy doing the swimming. Then what happens? It becomes part of you. You can swim even closing eyes. You can do anywhere. Then what happens? Next comes underwater swimming. Again, what happens? The same. Again, the 4 stages. Next, deep diving. Then again, the 4 stages. Whatever it is, you have to go through all the 4 stages. Clear?
So I have a question. So is it in today's like modern time when they say like from the conscious to the subconscious mind's journey, like for any skill that we practice or any skill that we've taken up?
Definitely. When you are consciously doing something, the imprints will be in subconscious mind.
So that will be the vitarga state, the first one. The first and second, vitarga, vichara, that will come in the conscious. And then anand, asmita will be in that subconscious state of mind where that skill has become like a part and parcel of that individual.
Yes. That's why we should need a technical person like you who can correlate.
No, thank you.
No.
Not for that.
Because,
For my own understanding, I was trying to clear
yes.
it.
But what happens when you are into research? So your thought process will be your perception will be the same. How can you can correlate with the modern thing, and how can you get a result, right? So definitely, what happens? We'll get into a newer dimension. You can relate, you can correlate. Everything is there in Yoga Sutras. You go deep, 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 you'll understand. Next one is 27th. Tasya Vachaka Pranavaha.
I think so. Your slide is we are
No,
seeing
no,
slide number 18. Okay.
no, no. There is no, I am telling orally.
Okay. Okay.
Because again, you have the next sutra. If you have any disturbance, tell me. The next sutra is second chapter as per the syllabus. But these are like very important things you have to understand. So I'm telling you. Tasya Vachaka Pranavaha means the verbal or the vocal representation of Ishvara is Om. So that Ishvara is also called as Om, Pranava. Tasya Vachaka Pranavaha. Then the extension or the root word will be Nava means new, Pra means preceding one, means the first. Tasya Vachaka Pranavaha. Tad Japaha Tadartha Bhavanam means whenever you are doing this pranava, it's always better Tad Japa Tadartha Bhavanam. It's better to do by understanding its meaning. Whatever you do, it's better to do by understanding the meaning of it. Okay. After this, you have व्याधिस्थान संशय प्रमाद आलस्य अविरति भ्रांति दर्शनार्थ भूमिकत्व अनुवस्थितत्वानि चित्त विक्षेपाः ते अंतराया. Maybe in some other thing I'll go with that. दुःख दौर्मनस्य अंगमे जयत्व श्वास प्रश्वास विक्षेपः सबभुवः. Okay, this thing will go. It takes a lot of time to explain it. Tomorrow's class we'll see. Today what we see is मैत्री करुणा मुदितोपेक्षानां सुख दुःख पुण्यापुण्य विषयानां भावनार्थ चित्त प्रसादनम. This is a sutra. What is it is Maitri, Karuna. If I get any matter, I'll send you, but you better write it. Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, Upekshanam. These are the four things. You write Sukha, Dukkha, Punya, Apunya.
After upeksha,
Maitri,
Karuna,
Karuna, Mudita,
Mudita,
Upekshana. In the Maitri, you write Sukha, Karuna, Dukkha, Punya, Apunya. This is called as fourfold behavior pattern. Means how we have to behave with the people. Is it not philosophy? It is not our life-changing sutra. Maitri means friendship. With whom we have to do friendship? What you have written under it? With whom we have to do friendship?
With the happiness.
Happy people. You see, in a class, a person is there, is always with the clever, but is average. Within no time, he will also become a clever, right? Because with whom you are, their qualities will come to us. See, if you are around the yogis, you will become a yogi. If you are around, though you are yogi, if you are around the bogis, you will become a bogi. Right or not? Definitely influence will be there. So what is saying? Always friendship with Sukha people. If you do friendship with Dukkha people, what happens? See, if a clever is there, is doing friendship with the last rankers in the class, within no time, his grade will go down. If you are doing friendship with happy people, you will also be happy. If you are doing friendship with Dukkha people, what happens? All their sorrows will be in your ears. Huh? So your head weight will become more. Right or wrong? So it's philosophy which has written the book which has written 2200 years back. That is written, but when Patanjali told these sutras, nobody knows. There is no proper date. But which is properly applicable to the today's generation. Okay. So Maitri with whom? Happy people. You do friendship with happy people so that you will also be happy. Karuna with dukkha. What we have to do when there is sorrow people, we have to show compassion. If somebody is in a dukkha, we cannot laugh at them. We have to understand, we have to show compassion. So that it will not affect us. Right. Maitri, Karna, Mudita. With whom? Punya. Right? Mudita means it's like we have to appreciate them or we have to encourage them. If somebody has done a good thing, just tap his back, you have done a good thing. If your neighbors brought a car, so what you have to say, okay, good, we are happy for you. But your punya means righteous things, not for example, I'm saying. But if somebody has done some righteous thing, we have to appreciate them for their thing. Otherwise, what happens? You will get a feeling of jealous. Right? So which will affect us. See, what you see is outside. But what's happening inside is more important. What are the chemical changes happening? When you are jealous, there is a one kind of chemical is produced, right? When you are happy, one kind of chemical is produced inside. When you are happy, happy hormones which will help in your health. In this kind of things, your health will be gone. What happens when you are in angry? What happens? Which hormone? Adrenaline will stimulate. Parasympathetic, sympathetic will stimulate, which is danger to us, which will increase heart rate, respiratory rate. If it's one time, it's okay. If it's continuously stimulating, then what happens?
Our
So,
cortisol level will also increase.
definitely.
That is also not good for health.
Yes, yes. In previous days, what happens? The early man life, the only thing to stimulate adrenal is lion or any animals. Then he used to run, adrenal is to stimulate, then he used to run, he used to escape, he used to take rest, then again parasympathetic stimulates, kata. But now, that lions and tigers are everywhere. If you are working, it might be employees, your colleagues, or your boss. In the home, might be spouse also might be. Every time we'll get triggered, we'll get. But always sympathetic is stimulating, but parasympathetic, we are not getting proper relaxation. That's the reason you can see anxiety and everything. Just relate. What I'm saying, just relate to the reality, real situations, you'll understand it much clearly. So you have to encourage the persons who does righteous things. Apunya people, you have to better stay neutral. If somebody is hitting someone, and if you go say, no, 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 you should not hit him, will he listen? Will anyone listen? They'll hit us back. If somebody is carrying a knife, whatever, and doing something, if you go in the middle, he will kill you. So you have to better stay neutral in Apunya people.
I had a question. So, with apunya, supposing if we do not kind of stop that individual, aren't we also part of that karmic repercussion? Like we had an opportunity to stop any kind of wrongdoing, and there we just stayed neutral, or we stayed away. We didn't. That itself will also give us the karmic. Like even during in Mahabharata, we've seen like when Bhishma Pitama, didn't during Draupadi's Vastraharan, he could have actually stopped, but he remained neutral. He sat back, and that was one of the major
He
karmic
has
retribution.
he has that power to stop. If you have power to stop, you can stop. If street dog is barking on someone else, like Veer Nari, if you go, if you have courage, if you have that ability to stop, you can stop. If you don't have, it turns towards you, then what happens? If a masculine, very stout, very well-built person, masculine person is doing it, if you have ability to stop, then you have to stop. That is your dharma. Okay. We're saying what he's saying, such kind of people, you be neutral. Okay. Such kind of situation happens.
Hmm.
See, if you are able to stop, then you have to stop. If you are unable to handle it, if you go, you will become the victim. Right? So personally, we see this is yoga, so we always say about ourselves. And yoga is not to teach someone, yoga is for self. But the generation has changed, time has changed, yoga has become into different ways. Got it?
So, but in Kali Yuga, it will be difficult for us to differentiate between a punya and apunya person.
Yeah, that's what, no? Everything is within us. So that's why what he says, yoga is not a thing which we have to do in a city. Generally, why yogis, they go away because they don't have anything. If you see, there are great yogis in India with sitting in Himalayas, they cannot stop corona. They don't have that power, do you think? They have that powers. They are great yogis. But they thought this is very small level. This is not at our level, or this is like people's karma. They do it. See, when you go that beyond that perception, turyatita state, you'll understand. Just like if you see what a conversation or a thing you have done 10 years back might look silly now, right? Huh? When you think that was very interesting conversation, very important thing you have done, at that time you thought I have done very good thing, might look silly now. A thing which you are doing now, or a conversation, might look simple or silly after 10 years. Why? Because you evolved as a person. Am I right? So each level, once you evolve, it looks like very small thing. Similarly, yogis at the higher level, they look everything a small thing. So that's why I say you stay away, you do your own practice, you evolve, you'll become into a greater human being. The purpose of yoga is from Pashvatva to Manushatva, Manushatva to Daivatva. That is a travel of yoga. Clear? Any doubt?
No, I was just thinking like, see, in today's time, if I were to implement this for myself personally, maybe it would be like, okay, somebody is doing something wrong. If I have the power, I will stop. But at the same time, I'll not have bitterness within me, not have grudges against that individual, like not from inside. Maybe lawfully, if some action needs to be taken, that would be done, because that will be again that I'm coming, I'm not doing my duty, not doing my dharma. But within me, at a deeper level, I'll not have grudges or any kind of bitterness towards that individual. This is what
You
I
should
don't
not,
know if
you
it's
should
right.
not keep any bitterness. Stay away. Stay neutral or stay away
That
from
is
the
that
people.
neutral.
Yes.
Exactly. That is what I was thinking
Yeah.
from a day-to-day perspective for
And
myself.
what happens if generally involved in such kind of things, they'll make grudge on you, then you have to go to around it. So it's a waste.
Yeah, like a very small example I'll give you. These days, I think in Pune, even you all must have read, there's a lot of drug mafia going on. A lot of youngsters who sit even outside our compound, they are having. And one day I went and stopped it, like, a young bunch of kids. They're like, Didi, aap bhi try karo. Like, have a puff with us.
They say
So
instead of
from
doing
within,
the,
huh,
hmm.
the only thing I told them is that, if you all don't litter this place and just try to stay away from it. But I know that is the
Yeah,
only thing I could have
just
done.
keep a namaskar and come away. That's the best thing.
Correct. Then that, so, and
And
within I didn't keep scary, this one also say that you join us or something.
that's what. So what they're saying, that kind of people you have to stay away or being
Huh.
neutral. And
Neutral, that is the only
uh,
thing.
you next time if they get, you tell them you get that chemical reactions with the help of a drug, but we yogis we get it without the help of a drug. The same thing happens. The same hormones produces, but with the help of yoga in a healthier way. The hormones are same
Yeah.
because yogis also they get into that
What,
whatever you call
correct.
nasha.
No, what we just for that once to let these young kids know that, it is not right. I mean, their parents and all probably, so we just thought of telling them once, but we backed out. Like, it just
Yeah,
that neutral thing, like without, no
no,
matter what they told us,
but
we just backed out, but
yeah,
we
if
had to
you
give that message to them.
yes,
That was important.
definitely, but there will be a way. Because if you say students will not listen, what he's saying is there will be a way for everything. So you don't go and do this. If that case, if you have studied this sutra earlier, you have understood, so you have stayed away, or you have done been neutral. So that's what he's
Mm.
saying. So it will help, every sutra will help in real study. Okay, so we'll end here. We'll see some questions.